Okay, so I wanted to take a minute tonight to discuss Kasperi Kapanen's seventh goal of the year. Came on a really dominant shift alongside Evgeni Malkin. A lot of good things in this play. I think this should be encouraging for Penguins fans. I know a lot of people in general have been kind of waiting for and hoping for Evgeni Malkin to really get his campaign underway and kind of get back to some of the hockey that we've been used to seeing. And I think to the surprise of a lot of people, that has started to happen now in the partnership we'll see here between he and Kasperi Kapanen. So we're going to focus on the goal. We're going to talk about some things that happened, why it went off script, why it's really not a systems goal by any stretch of the imagination. It's really two players that know how to remove themselves from a hockey play to get back to the areas where goals are going to be scored in an unmarked fashion. So we'll kind of roll through it here. We'll highlight a couple things that we're going to look for. And I want to note, and you'll see it here as we get started, this really came off of a line change. So the Penguins really here are just dumping this puck in. And you can see the change start to happen over here on the side. This is just really a routine play that if you're a Rangers fan or you're looking at this from a Rangers perspective, you should be pretty upset that the shift kind of even started the way it did. Again, a routine dump. You can see everybody's kind of swinging off the ice here to make the change. The Rangers have control. They have four deep in the zone. This should be a pretty easy out, right? So we're going to take a look at what happens next, and we're going to watch over in this area where my mouse is, where Evgeny Malkin really barges in on the forecheck off of the bench to keep this shift alive in the offensive zone. So I acknowledge that because the goal is great. We'll see all the lead up to it and some of the neat things that Kasperi Kapanen and Evgeny Malkin do. But if it's not for this forecheck here that we're about to see, this shift doesn't happen. So it's really a good place to start. So the Rangers have it along the wall, as we mentioned. And then there's a play out from the goaltender, and boom, right there you can see Malkin cut in. The Rangers can't keep it on their stick, and this thing's back into the offensive zone. And remember, Malkin is got a group of forwards coming off the bench to help him here. A whole group of guys coming off fresh off a change. They can kind of come in here and help him to pressure this puck. So we're letting it roll. And there's Evan Rodriguez is going to dig it out. Now, right here, we kind of get a sense a little bit of the Penguins' offensive zone structure. And I want to pause here because I mentioned when we started this clip that what Malkin and Kapanen do is really off script. And it can be difficult to capture what the spirit of the Penguin system is, but it's really more or less 1-2-2-ish in nature. And what you're always going to see from the Penguins is one player, in this sense, it's Kapanen here, who's kind of positioned off to the side over in a high danger scoring area with two support players off to his side. These support players can play off each other. The F2, which I've highlighted here, can drive down and participate in puck battles below the goal line and be supported by a defenseman up top here somewhere. But this general sort of alignment is what you're going to see the Penguins kind of set up when they go out of their cycle. And I mention it because, again, we're really not going to see a whole lot of it in this clip. You could basically take the system, toss it in the garbage. This is a complete freelance from two really talented offensive players. So you have Malkin on the puck in the bottom corner, and he knows he's got nothing. So I want to call this out because you're going to see the Penguins use the point a lot in this. And again, pressure here on the boards. It's Kapanen along the wall. He doesn't have a play, so he's going to go to Dumoulin at the point again. But I want you to watch next what happens here with Malkin and Kapanen, because what the movement that they take and the position that they put themselves in here after this puck goes to Brian Dumoulin is sort of what enables them to sneak back into the play and have an impact on it in the first place. So let's continue the clip. Now take a look here. After Kapanen makes the pass to Dumoulin, Dumoulin goes D to D. But take a look here. Kapanen is completely out of frame down here in the corner, and Malkin is looping away from the play up here at the top of the key. All of five of these Rangers players are staring at this puck at the point. Crystal Tang has got it wound up. They're watching that play. No one here is really paying particular attention to Malkin and Kapanen, who, again, are completely out of the frame at the juncture of this screenshot. Kapanen is not even in the offensive zone. So the Rangers defense, again, not really looking his way here. And notice, for both he and Malkin, they're going to be very difficult players for the Rangers to mark as they sneak back into this play against the grain. So let's kind of watch that happen here. So there's Letang's shot. Now, look who just won the puck. It's Kasperi Kapanen. No one saw him coming because just moments ago, he wasn't even in the offensive zone. The speed here is unbelievable. I mean, this is really, truly remarkable to see the amount of space that he covered in such a short period of time. He wasn't even in the zone a moment ago, and as soon as Letang takes the shot and the rebound kicks out, he's right back on it to win it. I mean, this is just good forechecking. There's nothing else to say about it. I mean, the speed that you see, the tenaciousness to not only get the puck here, but to make a play back to the point so it stays alive and possession is maintained, all very savvy, very skilled stuff. So again, we're back to Dumoulin at the point. Now look who just took that shot. It was Evgeni Malkin. And you may be wondering, why wasn't he marked? Well, let's rewind a moment here and go back. Here's the pass from Kapanen to the point that we just saw a moment ago, D to D. Now Malkin, again, also not in the frame, but look who sneaks in here at the last minute. So we've had Kapanen, who made his play here on the forecheck to win this puck back to Brian Dumoulin, but there's nobody on Evgeni Malkin. Remember, just a moment ago, he was at the point as well. Neither he or Kapanen, both of the major players in this sequence, were even involved moments ago. They were both outside of the offensive zone. No one knows where Malkin is because he's snuck in, and this is the strength of mobility in the offensive zone. When you can get guys shifting, when you can get guys moving up and down the ice against the grain, it becomes very difficult for the defense to mark them because, again, you can see one player here who is staring over at Evgeni Malkin and having more or less a bit of an oh shit moment here. And you could see that proved to be true. Malkin doesn't get all of the shot. But again, the spirit of the thing is he was unmarked because of the deception that he took to kind of get this thing started. So we're going to let this play matriculate here. Now again, here we have the Penguins in their setup. We know that 2 on the strong side, 1 man off in the slot is the way that they're going to go. So we could expect Malkin to work off of this, right? To have a bit of a cycle. He's got a Evan Rodriguez over here in a prime scoring position. He's got Kapanen in support above him. Chris Letang above him, even a step further than that. But that's not what Evgeni Malkin's style is. It's not really what he does. He's just going to take this puck and completely freelance it. He knows that by looping through the zone and having that motion with Kapanen that they just generated a couple good scoring chances, he's going to do it again. And that's exactly what we get. So cycle and structure be damned. Here goes Malkin, right off to the races. Comes back to the opposite side. He's just flipped the play on its head. He's just dangled to the point, and oh, look at what we've got here. Chris Letang at the point. Evgeni Malkin outside the blue line. He's going to be a major player in this in a moment, and he's not even in the offensive zone. And then an unmarked couple forwards over here. So same theme we saw. Okay, so we know Malkin's here. We have him outside the zone. We have Kapanen over here. He's unmarked as well. The Rangers are a little bit out of whack up at the top of the zone. And let's watch what happens. Let's watch Kapanen especially, because notice he's here now, but to get to where he scores the goal, he's going to take a whole nother lap around the ice. And this is just, again, really good deception from him. So we'll kick it back up. He's unmarked. He can't score. Now look at this here as we watch Kapanen at the top of the zone. Remember, he's going to score his goal from over here, right? So he's completely freelancing it at this point. He and Malkin, who's now driven all the way back into the zone on the opposite side of the ice, are just kind of, they're going at it here and having a trip on a Sunday drive. Dumoulin doesn't take the shot. Look at Kapanen again now, as Letang, just like before, as Letang is shooting this puck to the net. Malkin and Kapanen are peeling off. They're going against the grain. They're cycling through the zone the opposite direction. Shots taken. Dumoulin keeps it in. Now here comes Kapanen. Again, same theme we saw before. It was the exact same theme we saw before. He swings up the offensive zone and then drives back down in against the flow of the play. And it's that exact motion that puts him in a position to score the goal. So this isn't about systems. It's not about structure or any of that. It's just deception. We've seen far too often the Penguins get stale in front of the net in the center of the ice from the slot area. We know that they've struggled to generate shots from that specific zone of the ice, especially the Malkin line. In order to get there and be effective in that slot, you can't just go and stand there and wait for the puck to show up. You got to make things happen. You got to be mobile. And I think we got a really good sense of how that works on this goal.